This is a rare opportunity because, I mean, we got my two favorite sports staring at me in the face right now. And one of my all-time favorites, my guy Shaq. Haven't seen you in a minute, Shaq. You're looking fantastic, playoff ready.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's not a hawk. That was a pitching sound that you gave. But
I thought it was. Oh, come on.
No,
Can I get it authentic before we? Okay.
That's much better.
Sloane looks very confused. Tennis is my number one love. I got worked on the court this week. 0-1, Sloane. We won't mention that. But great to see you. You're both here with Icy Hot. Do you guys? What's the relationship here? Do you know each other, or are we just working together? What's the story here?
I know who she is. I know that she can't stop my serve. She doesn't know that my nickname is the Black Andre Agassi, but we'll talk about that another time. But no, she's a fabulous athlete. I've been watching her whole career. I'm super proud of her. It's an honor to be on the same Zoom call with you, young lady. And continued success. May God continue to bless you.
Thank you, sir. I think the last time we saw each other was at the White House. We did the Easter egg roll together.
It was you. I remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you didn't want to serve to me because you were like, you were too good and you didn't want everyone to see you in action. So that was, we haven't had a tennis encounter because you were hesitant.
I don't want you to see this 150 miles per hour serve. I don't want you to see it.
Sloane, do you believe that Shaq could get a serve in?
I mean, probably anyone can get a serve in, but I don't. 150 miles an hour. That's like not possible.
Okay, that's the same thing Boris Becker said in Miami.
Shaq's dropping tennis knowledge. We got Agassi, we got Becker. Next up is going to be Novak, and then Jimmy Connors. We'll go back in time. But all right, Serena, whoever. Okay. Let's get out of the way here. You guys are working with Icy Hot. You want to bring awareness to strong pain management methods. I mean, Shaq, you had a lengthy career. Sloane, you're at least past the midway point. I don't know how long you want to keep on going here. Sloane, why don't we start with you? Why'd you want to partner with Icy Hot?
Well, Icy Hot's an incredible brand. Like I was saying before, being able to, as I've gotten older, being able to figure out what works for me has been super important, whether that's stretching, recovery, whatever it is. And I think Icy Hot's such a household name that you know that it works. You've seen it, you've been around it. Anyone from your aunt, your uncle, your grandparents, whoever has always used Icy Hot. And I think being able to use it as a recovery of pain management is something that's convenient, easy to use, and it's working. So it's the best part about it.
Shaq, I've been watching you doing the commercials for a long, long time now.
And that's your question? That's it?
It's obviously something that you, not my best question ever, but you've been doing it for a long time. So it's obviously a brand you believe in. That's, I guess, what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I can remember the first time I got introduced to Icy Hot. They rubbed it on my thighs and it kind of rose up to a certain area. And it was really, really hot. And I remember meeting with them and they said, hey, we want to sign you. I was like, yes, I'll do it. I'll do the deal. I'll do whatever you want because it worked. And I didn't know much about anything, but my thigh was like really tight and they put that stuff on there and I was so loose, I felt like I was 19 again. I was like, man, what is that stuff? They said, hey, man, Icy Hot wants to meet with you. I was like, we don't need to meet. Tell them yes. And I think we've had 17 renewals, but to follow up with Miss Sloane is that yes, it is a great brand. It's a brand that works.
Yeah, and you just gave a good public service announcement there. If you do apply the product, make sure you wash your hands first before you touch anything that you don't, where it doesn't belong.
Yes, and if you're gonna put it on your thigh, make sure you put a towel to block the entrance to the boys.
It's key. It's key. We got I think everybody knows that, but in case you don't, now we got it back out there for you. Hey, let's talk a little hoop. Sloane, I guess you were at game 2 with Boston and the Nets. I saw Boston play at the end of the regular season in Chicago. I'm like, the Celtics are for real. This is a legit threat. Before you weigh in here, Shaq, what'd you think of your NBA action up close and personal, Sloane?
I thought it was great. I thought it was a great game. Obviously the Nets were playing well the whole time. They're winning the whole time. And they have such a stacked team. They have KD, Kyrie, Blake, Andre. Like they have so many great players.
Say Blake. No, you didn't say Blake. Don't do that.
What do you mean? Blake is good. Stop this. I'm just saying notable people on their team. So they have a lot of notable people on their team. And for the average basketball watcher like myself, I was like, wow, they have a really good team, right? So then seeing the Celtics, obviously I just moved to Boston last week. So now I have to be a Celtics fan. So seeing like Jason Tatum, like all those guys, I was like, okay, they have a great team also. I don't follow basketball, so I just know one good team, another good team. I knew one more players on one team than I did the other, and that was it. I thought it was a good game. I thought it was great.
She gives very excellent recollection. She drops some really big names, but I think Sloane knows and understands that when you come into a hostile arena and you come out blazing, and then the crowd gets behind your opponent, you have to maintain that. And that's hard to do, especially in a city like Boston. So, the Nets came out like we knew they would. And Boston didn't play good in the first half at all, but the Boston crowd, the adrenaline of the fans, and you have to maintain that. And Brooklyn couldn't maintain that. And they got really physical and they put the defense on. I think it's the first time Kevin Durant has been 0 for 10 in the second half. So guess what? He gets to go home for game 3. So Boston needs to be ready. I think this series will probably go 6, maybe even 7.
Shaq, what's your reaction to, there's like sort of a movement right now almost with players telling fans that you can't say this, you can't say that. Kyrie's giving the one finger salute, and
I'm not in that era. I'm not in that era. I grew up watching some of the greatest athletes in the world. But I can remember one time I went to a little high school in Texas, and somebody dropped the word. I wanted to go on the stand and fight. And my father pulled me to the side and said, I want to show you something. And he showed me all the stuff that Kareem and Bill Russell and Jackie Robinson had to endure. But his point was, you block it out and you shut them up by making them respect you as a man. No, listen, it's 2022. Fans know what they're doing. It's not that they like or dislike us. They want their team to win, and they're going to do whatever it takes to get their team to win. But the real solid people like Sloane, they don't hear that. The only thing Sloane hears is that 1 bounce, 2 bounce, 3 bounce. Look at their opponent. Okay, she's a little to the right. Let me bring it to the left, get her off balance. That's the only thing we care about. So if Kareem and all these guys endured all this stuff, and think about it, Bill Russell couldn't even stand in like certain hotels. So if he had to go through that, and they compare me to him, I want to go through that. So all this stuff, but you can't say that, bro. Stop it. Look, I'm with the. I mean, look, I went to high school in Texas, college in Louisiana. I done heard it all. But when you become an elite athlete like myself and Miss Sloane, nothing can break you. The only thing that could break us is us. One thing that could break us is us. And we don't hear that. Now, if you come on that court and cross that line, I'm gonna have to put this 2-piece on you. Other than that, stay up there, say what you say, talk about me, talk about my mama. Doesn't bother me because at the end of the game, I'm gonna shut you up and I'm gonna smile in your face. And once I do that, the next time I come to the arena, hey, don't say nothing about Shaq. Hey, don't say nothing about Sloane. So, like for example, Mike, he used to say all that stuff about Mike. Mike used to shut you down, and now Mike got so much respect now, and that's all we want as elite athletes.
Sloane, what's your experience of this? Tennis is very intimate. They're right on top of you, so I'm sure you hear a ton.
Before you answer, anybody mess with Sloane, they're gonna have to mess with the Diesel. I'm letting it be known right now. Anybody in any arena got something to say with Sloane, I got people everywhere. Go ahead, lady.
I was just gonna say, I think like the only thing, it's just let the racket do the talking. There's no reason to address all of these things because you just have to show them with your game, right? There's no reason to go back and forth. You're spending energy on things that are not important. You could be spending that on your game, right? So I think the best quote that I've ever seen is just let the racket do the talking.
Hey, I think you guys gotta have, but Shaq, real quick, just your reaction to winning time and how Jerry West is being portrayed.
Jerry West is a great friend of mine. I've never seen any of that. Jerry West, I've known is cool, calm, collected. I remember when I first met Jerry West, I was at a gentleman's club during the Olympics, going back and forth with other teams. And my agent said, hey, you got to go to this hotel. So I get to the penthouse. Jerry West got on a Versace house coat. And he got an envelope in his hand like this. He said, brother, I know you don't know me. I got some good news and I got some bad news. I said, well, what's the bad news? He said, I can't get that 150 you request. I said, what's the good news? He said, I can get you 120 and I can probably get you a couple movies on the side. So I looked at it and Sloane, I never seen so many zeros in my life. I seen that 1, 2, 0, and it kept going 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. I was like, damn, about to be like, but it was 3 in the morning. I wanted to call my mom and be like, hey, should I sign it? But I couldn't. He was like, hey man, we got to make this move now. And then he said, hey, after you sign, I just signed this kid out of high school. You and him gonna be the best player ever. His name is Kobe Bryant. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. I signed that thing so fast. But Jerry, we've always had great rapport. Like, I've never seen him like that. And you know, Kareem made the correct comments. Like, if we're gonna talk about people, let's talk about people in a positive way. However, I'm enjoying watching the series. The guy that's playing Magic and the guy that's playing Kareem, I don't know the names, but they're really doing great jobs. I actually enjoy it.
It's entertaining as hell. It might not be the most accurate, but it's entertaining, no doubt.
Yeah.
Hey, great to see both of you. I really appreciate the time working with Icy Hot. Be careful when you use it, but do it properly. Let's go.
So you're in trouble. I'm going to the gym now. I'm about to increase my serve from 150 to 175. You're gonna make me mad now, Sloane.
Oh, the technique. Oh, we got a lot to work on.
Up and over.
Yeah.
We'll see you at the US Open. Thanks so much, guys.
Thanks.
All right, nice talking to you, brother.